Hey guys, welcome back. It's Redox, and today I'm going to feature the new unit for the Nod faction, which is the Widowmaker, a common vehicle unit made from the Temple of Nod building, and it costs 80 Tiberium crystals to build in-game. It can attack both air and ground units, is strong against infantry and air units, not vehicles, so keep that in mind. And it utilizes two weapons. So the Widowmaker is actually very similar to the Wolverine, but the Wolverine attacks faster. The Wolverine is the GDI anti-air and infantry unit that costs exactly the same amount of crystals as the Widowmaker and is good against infantry and air units. The Widowmaker is pretty much the same, but it uses two weapons. So it uses a flamethrower, as you see in the picture, and a missile pod as well. The flamethrower is just like how flame tanks shoot their flames, or the flame troopers, how they shoot their flames. It'll do a constant stream of damage over time and decimate infantry units, while the missile pods on the back will function like an attack bike or pit bull's burst missile damage. So it'll just fire in volleys and it will reload and then it'll fire again. So the Widowmaker utilizes two weapons to attack ground and air, so it's a very unique and cool unit. I think it's a very viable unit. I'll show you guys 3 matches where I use the Widowmaker. I'll show you guys how much damage these guys can do, and stick around for all 3 matches because the 3rd match will be the best one. Alright guys, this will be the first match against my opponent here, who's using the same Nod faction as me. I'll be in red and my opponent will be in blue. And I start off with an attack bike rush, which I love to do on the Nod faction. You'll see this a lot in my videos. I love using the attack bikes aggressively, and I can get away with it more in the lower ranks because not many players know how to counter it, or they don't really play against it properly. But my opponent here suspects an attack bike rush for me. He actually builds an air tower, so he didn't build any harvesters, and he goes straight into Inferno Bombers, which was good on him because the Inferno Bomber will actually one-shot any of these attack bikes, and he did not give me any free crystals. So his opening was certainly not bad. He could have certainly went with, let's say, laser squads instead, but he decided to go for the air tower, so his army might have been more air focused. And he's not building any harvesters, knowing that exactly what I can do with these these attack bikes. And now he goes for one, but his his Inferno Bomber, is it the Inferno Bomber? Yeah, the name is Inferno, right? It's reloaded, so one shot kills the attack bike. It's low on health, but I get the first launch pad here, and I try to sneak in another attack bike down south to get his harvester. But he knows exactly what I'm doing, and he's gonna try to pump out more units, more air units here to try to handle my attack bikes. But at this point, I think I've pretty much got the harvester on the bottom. But I decide to attack his, the Inferno Bomber first to take that out because it's quite dangerous. And his Banshees will take out my other attack bike on the top. Now I build a Widowmaker, seeing, okay, this is a good chance to see if I can, how much damage I can do to these Banshees. Now keep in mind, the Widowmaker is at level 5 while his Banshee's at level 8. But of course, the Widowmaker costs more to make. But the level 5 Widowmaker actually takes down a level 8 Banshee, so it means the Widowmaker is a very good anti-air unit for sure, because Banshees do a lot of damage. Well, they're supposed to do a lot of damage to vehicles as well. And of course, the Widowmaker is a vehicle unit. Now, I wanted him to actually fire one of those bombs onto my Widowmaker down there to see how much damage it would do, but he does not actually do it. But at this point, I just crawl all my Widowmakers across the map, but I think the Widowmakers are certainly a great unit against air units. As you guys saw, it could take a level 8 Banshee and perhaps a bomb from one of those Infernos as well and take it out. Alright guys, this will be the 2nd match, and this is considered a challenge battle because my opponent had significantly, well, I don't know if it was significantly higher level units. I think he had 1 level higher unit than me. I think he had a lot of level 8 units, I believe, in this game, and my units were level 5 to 7. They were ranging from level 5 to 7, so that's why it said he was a higher. I wouldn't lose any medals if I lost this game. But anyways, I go into a standard attack bikes, and he goes for double harvesters, so that's good for me, because of course he won't have enough crystals to build any units to counter my attack bikes. So I'm just trying to harass him here as much as I can. And also because of that, in the beginning of the game, it told me he had higher level units than me. I was kind of aware of what that he would have a lot of expensive, like higher, just about one level higher unit than me, or a couple level higher than me, but his missile launcher is the same level as my attack bikes here. And I take out both of his harvesters, which is good for me. I get a lot of free crystals there. And I just try to annoy the heck out of his harvester as much as I can. As you guys see, I'm tile blocking it as much as I can. And I build a quick widowmaker because I got all this crystal from destroying his harvesters. He goes into a war factory, most likely going into some kind of predator tank or pit bull to try to counter my attack bikes as well. But you can see, look at how much damage the widowmakers can do onto those missile launchers. It took out 2 missile launchers that were weakened, but missile launchers also are supposed to do a lot of damage to spiders as well, these widowmakers. And I'm just trying to see how much damage these widowmakers can do to the harvester and the tank, and you can see it does quite a bit of damage to the harvester. The flamethrower, as you can see that it spits out from the widowmaker, it does do quite a bit of damage. And notice his units are level 8, so it is higher than the widowmaker as well, which is only at level 5. But the predator tank will definitely counter the widowmaker for sure. There's no way a widowmaker will actually beat a predator tank on its own. Maybe if the predator tank was weakened, or if there was about 2 widowmakers attacking the same tank, because of course widowmakers are good only mainly against infantry and air units. And he's got all the launch pads here at this point, and I'm just gonna send out laser squads here. He builds 1 orca bomber, and I was trying to see if this weakened widowmaker could take a missile volley, but of course not, because it was weakened. And I'm just going to speed this up a little bit here. I build another widowmaker to see how much damage it can do to the orca, and you can see that 1 volley of missile there almost takes it out. And a level 6 orca, actually, if you saw that more carefully, a level 6 orca actually can't take down a level 5 widowmaker in 1 missile volley. So technically, the widowmaker would win an orca bomber on a 1 versus 1 basis. But he had a predator tank to help take down the widowmaker, so that's why it went down. But I'm going to skip this, fast forward this. At this point, I've pretty much won the game. I just wanted to kind of show you guys how much damage they could do to missile launchers in this game, the missile squad infantry units, and some of the vehicle units. And they can actually rack quite a bit of damage on vehicle units as well over time, as the flamethrower is a constant damage. Alright guys, so this is the final game, and this is definitely one of those games that show the best example of how you can use the widowmakers very effectively. So I'm gonna go right into attack bikes and go for the harvesters, because of course, like I said earlier, I love doing this strategy. It works so well, especially against players that don't properly counter it. He's got his own attack bike now trying to go across, but he doesn't do a very good job of microing, and he takes a ton of damage from my attack bikes, so I end up taking it out. And I will take out his harvester here as well. And he goes for some laser squads now, knowing that his attack bike alone won't be able to take out my attack bikes, as it was 1 level lower, and the laser squads will definitely counter my attack bikes here. He goes for 1 double harvester to try to farm those crystals again, and I try to take it out. I could have crystal blocked them by moving the top attack bike right onto the crystal while the harvester was trying to go on it, but I didn't micro it properly, so I actually ended up losing both my attack bikes early on here, which I didn't really need to lose. But he did a good job here at defending his harvester. Now I go straight into my anti-infantry widowmaker. This was a great chance for me to use them and to see exactly how much damage they can do, but unfortunately it will go down to one of his catalyst missiles here, and I knew that they could the widowmakers should be able to take out level 7 or level 8 missile squads, even though my widowmaker is 3 levels lower, because I've already experienced them in the previous other games. And I'll go for some more harvester harass on the top, as you can see, and then I take out one of his missile squads here with a new widowmaker, and the first missile will actually go to him, so he gets the first missile on my base. And he tries to go for some harvester harass with his attack bikes as well, but I built some laser squads to try to counter it, and I try to micro away my harvester here as best as I can. I move my widowmaker, which is injured, to try to take on that full health level 8 laser squad to see if it can actually take it out. And even at 2 or 1 bars of health, look at how fast that flamethrower takes out those laser squads. It barely survives, but at half health it can still take out a 3 level higher laser squad, and that is quite impressive. So you can see the flamethrower on the widowmaker is quite powerful, I would say. And I built quite a few more widowmakers here. You'll see that there's 3 widowmakers now on the map, and I send out my lasers to do as much damage as I can on his harvesters. He goes for his own flame troopers, and I'm gonna try to take the flame troopers out with my widowmakers, and my widowmakers of course counter infantry units. He goes for some more infantry unit like the confessor. The confessor is good against non-vehicles, and the widowmaker is a vehicle, so that was definitely not the right counter as well. And I get the first missile here. Now I've got a whole bunch of widowmakers, and I decided, hey, flames do a lot of damage on the enemy base, and look at how fast his base health goes down. I'm just gonna slow it down a little bit here because it's quite beautiful. Look at these widowmakers just spitting flame onto his base, and boom, his base goes in flames, and the widowmaker basically became the flame tank at the end there. Although it doesn't say the widowmaker does a lot of damage to buildings, this part of the battle clearly proves that you can use widowmakers on enemy bases. You can actually rush widowmakers on the enemy base if you are able to do it, like in this scenario, and they will do a ton of damage, just like the flame tanks or flame troopers, and they will take down the base with ease. So I would say these guys actually do a lot of damage to bases as well, and that's including the Obelisk of Light building built from Kane's commander power. So if you guys would like to try out the widowmaker, definitely give it a shot, because the widowmaker is a very cool and I think a very viable, powerful unit that can be added to your nod arsenal. So enjoy your climbing on the ladder. I hope this video helped you guys in making a decision on to whether you wanted to use the widowmaker or not in your nod army. And if you want to give it a shot, definitely give the widowmaker a try. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.